Time for prayer.
O worthy God, the preserver and protector of all, you are without beginning and without end, non-dual, beyond comparison, and none can measure you. You are without color, without expression, without form, and without attributes. You are unlimited and unfathomable, beyond imagination and conception, eternal and imperishable. You are indivisible, and none can see you but with eyes divine. You always were, you always are, and you always will be. You are everywhere, you are in everything, and you are also beyond everywhere and beyond everything. You are in the firmament and in the depths. You are manifest and unmanifest, on all planes and beyond all planes. You are in the three worlds and also beyond the three worlds. You are imperceptible and independent. You are the Creator, the Lord of Lords, the knower of all minds and hearts. You are omnipotent and omnipresent. You are knowledge infinite, power infinite, and bliss infinite. You are the ocean of knowledge, all-knowing, infinitely knowing, the knower of the past, the present, and the future, and you are knowledge itself. You are all-merciful and eternally benevolent. You are the soul of souls, the one with infinite attributes. You are the Trinity of truth, knowledge, and bliss. You are the source of truth, the ocean of love. You are the Ancient One, the highest of the high. You are Prabhu and Parameshwar. You are the beyond God and the beyond God also. You are Parabrahma, Allah, Ilahi, Yastan, Ahura Mazda, and God the Beloved. You are named Isa, the only one worthy of worship. We repent, O God, most merciful, for all our sins, for every thought that was false or unjust or unclean, for every word spoken that ought not to have been spoken, for every deed done that ought not to have been done. We repent for every deed and word and thought inspired by selfishness, and for every deed and word and thought inspired by hatred. We repent most especially for every lustful thought and every lustful action, for every lie, for all hypocrisy, for every promise given but not fulfilled, and for all slander and backbiting. Most especially also we repent for every action that has brought ruin to others, for every word and deed that has given others pain, and for every wish that pain should befall others. In your unbounded mercy, we ask you to forgive us, O God, for all these sins committed by us, and to forgive us for our constant failures to think and speak and act according to your will. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more, and more and more, and still yet more, till we become worthy of union with you, and help us all to hold fast to Baba's Daman till the very end. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Nare
Good morning, everyone. East and West, welcome to Arti. We're going to be alternating host here so that I can call.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba. I'm going to post instructions in the chat box on how to digitally raise your hand. And okay, so Roshani, we'll alternate calling on people. Are you there?
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right, great.
Jai
All right,
Baba.
I don't see any hands up yet. Oh, there we are. Timmy McAllister. Go ahead, Tim.
Thanks, Joe, and good morning and good evening. One thing I want to do is echo Marge's words from yesterday. Deep appreciation of how fortunate we are to be part of Baba's family. This song is The Journey, words by Francis, music by Irwin. I know where I'm going. You may come along too, if your heart is knowing much, much more than you do. If you will never regret and remain staunch and true, if you'll keep the secret of what your heart tells you. We'll ride in our hearts, that's much faster than any plane, to ends of earth apart, yet where we are remain. We'll see streams and deserts flowing for many and many a mile, and lovely flowers in dust growing because of someone's smile. The journey is a long one, from here to the most distant star, and it's finished right now, for love is where you are. You don't have to go any further to find your heart's bright cheer, for love is Meher Baba, and he's not there but here. And oh, he is so bonny, and oh, he is so fine. Who loves him not is a dreamer, and though has eyes is blind. He is so very bonny, so winsome, that one sigh of mine for him has broken my heart. Oh, I would die.
Jai Baba, thank you,
Jai
Tim.
Baba.
Roshani?
Rati,
Yep.
Rati, could you unmute? We will. I'll just unmute her. Rati, please start. Yes,
Yeah,
Jai
yeah.
Baba.
अंकल हैं
जय बाबा।
जय बाबा एवरीवन। दुनिया में सबसे प्यार से रहना सीखो जी, दुनिया में सबसे प्यार से चलना सीखो जी। प्रेम की बोली बोलो, ओ प्रेम की बोली बोलो, प्रेम से रहना सीखो जी। दुनिया में सबसे प्यार से चलना सीखो जी, दुनिया में सबसे प्यार से चलना सीखो जी। जहाँ जहाँ पर बिछे हो कांटे कलियां वहाँ बिछा दो, कांटों को भी कली बना दो, रोतों को हंसा दो। जहाँ जहाँ पर बिछे हो कांटे कलियां वहाँ बिछा दो, कांटों को भी कली बना दो, रोतों को हंसा दो। गम का प्याला पीकर हो, गम का प्याला पीकर प्यास बुझाना सीखो जी। दुनिया में सबसे प्यार से चलना सीखो जी। दुनिया में सबसे प्यार से चलना सीखो जी। ये दुनिया परिवार है अपना, अपना है हर कोना। गगन ओढ़ ले धरती को, तू कर ले अपना बिछोना। ये दुनिया परिवार है अपना, अपना है हर कोना। गगन ओढ़ ले धरती को, तू कर ले अपना बिछोना। परम पिता के परम प्यार में हो, परम पिता के परम प्यार में रहना सीखो जी। दुनिया में सबसे प्यार से चलना सीखो जी। दुनिया में सबसे प्यार से चलना सीखो जी। प्यार के दो मीठे बोलों में तेरा क्या लुट जाता। प्यार का प्यासा सारा जग है, प्यार का रखो नाता। प्यार के दो मीठे बोलों से तेरा क्या लुट जाता। प्यार का प्यासा सारा जग है, प्यार का रखो नाता। प्यार लुटा के सबको, प्यार लुटा के सबको प्यार बनना सीखो जी। दुनिया में सबसे प्यार से चलना सीखो जी। दुनिया में सबसे प्यार से चलना सीखो जी। प्रेम की बोली बोलो, प्रेम की बोली बोलो, प्रेम से रहना सीखो जी। दुनिया में सबसे प्यार से चलना सीखो जी। दुनिया में सबसे प्यार से चलना सीखो जी। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
Hey, Bob.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
That was beautiful. Thank you. All right, next we're going to call on Michelle. Go ahead, Michelle.
Muted. Oh, here I am. Oh, let me turn original sound on. Jai Baba, good morning and good evening to everybody. That was wonderful, Gracie. So lovely. Wow. So this is called Dashboard. Got your picture on my dashboard and a painting in the hall. Photographs around our house with some upon the walls. In hopes I will remember you. do and say. For me, Baba, you are the truth, and I love your sweet name. Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, my love. Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, my love. And God may have stayed just a rumor to me, but you came into view. Love eluded me, but yours made it through. Got your picture on my dashboard, and a painting in the hall. Photographs around our house, some upon the walls. Though I say Arti on the run, I'll always fit you in my day. For Baba, you are the one, and I'll always take your name. Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, my love. Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, my love. God would have stayed just a rumor to me, but you came into view. And love eluded me, but yours made it through. I got your picture on my dashboard,
Beautiful, Michelle. Thank you.
Jai Baba.
Shani?
We now have Marukanti and Hotokshi. Hotokshi, please unmute. जय बाबा। इतनी शक्ति हमें दे न दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर न होना। हम चले नेक रास्ते पे हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना। इतनी शक्ति हमें दे न दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर न होना। हम चले नेक रास्ते पे हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना। मन दूर ज्ञान के हो अंधेरे, तू हमें ज्ञान की रोशनी दे। हर बुराई से बचते रहे हम, जितनी भी दे भली जिंदगी दे। बैर होना किसी का किसी से, भावना मन में बदले की होना। हम चले नेक रास्ते पे हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना। इतनी शक्ति हमें दे न दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर न होना। हम चले नेक रास्ते पे हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना। हम न सोचे हमें क्या मिला है, हम ये सोचे किया क्या है अर्पण। फूल खुशियों के बातें सभी को, सबका जीवन बन जाए मधुबन। अपनी करुणा का जल तू बहा के, कर दे पावन मनिक मन का कोना। हम चले नेक रास्ते पे हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना। इतनी शक्ति हमें दे न दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर न होना। हम चले नेक रास्ते पे हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। जय बाबा। जय बाबा। Thank you.
Okay, Al, it's all yours.
Jai Baba, everyone. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I have a song, a first-time song today, and I'm dedicating this to Dinka, who requested a Moody Blues song. So this is one I haven't sung before. And I wanted to remind people, I read a review last month that was suggesting that the music of the 60s had a spiritual dispensation because of the simple message of love and peace that it was portraying. And I read another review today that suggests that the Moody Blues is the only modern day band that's still promoting that same spirit of peace and love. This song was written in 1969, and it's called The Candle of Life. Very simple song, like most of them are. Anyway, here goes. Something you can't hide says you're lonely, hidden deep inside of you only. It's there for you to see. Take a look and be. Burn slowly the candle of life. Something there outside says we're only in the hands of time, falling slowly. It's there for us to know, with love that we can go, burn slowly the candle of life. So love everybody and make them your friends. So love everybody and make them your friends. Something you can't hide says you're lonely, hidden deep inside of you only. It's there for you to see. Take a look and be. Burn slowly the candle of life. Something there outside says we're only in the hands of time, falling slowly. It's there for us to know, with love that we can go, burn slowly the candle of life. Burn slowly the candle of life. I also have a short Baba quote I'd like to share, one of my favorites. Baba says, with the surrenderance of self-will and ego-centered imagination, there arises a true perception of the infinite worth of that which is. The infinity of the truth, which is latent in everything, can only reveal itself when life is seen and accepted in its indivisible oneness. Jai Baba, and thank you all for listening.
Jai Baba, thank you, Al. Roshani?
We can have from the ones raised, who have raised hands.
Okay, that's fine. All right, Jack, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Gal, thank you for that. Their Moody Blues are my all-time favorites. And I've always been feeling that I'm the melancholy man. Anyway, in the early 80s, I got a request from Ben Lee to submit some poems for a book of Baba poems that they were putting out, who with, I don't know. So I sent them 2 or 3, and they chose one of them. It's rather jocular, called Grin and Bear It. Incidentally, I never found out, I never saw the book. I didn't even find out who published it or what the cover was or whatever. It's weird. This is about 1982, 81. So Grin and Bear It, number 28. Oh, beloved, if you've a moment to spare, I thought I'd share a feeling that pervades my heart. It's when I decide to run and hide, I'm neglecting to play my part. So you can imagine such a soul in spasm, then surely you can agree, in avoiding my role and fooling my soul, you, oh beloved, hide your face from me. The master says, try your best, life is but a jest, a dream of my own creation. But try as I will, it seems a bitter pill to swallow in every situation. With the reluctance to face or keep up the pace, this world of the master's dream only puts off the day with karma to pay, and it's harder to stay on his beam. Yet I say to myself, leave the path on the shelf. Don't bother with all this struggle. In trying to unwind these sanskaras that bind, is it really worth the trouble? What is it that causes all these pauses in seeking a life of perfection and diverts my soul from achieving its goal and pushes me in every direction? But that smiling face puts me in place my heart is forced to admit that life at its best is merely God's jest, and I better just grin and bear it. If I had known all along what it takes to belong in the company of such a master, I'd probably run and hid from his fun and turned tail that much faster. But here I am, it's true, in the company of you, all of us God-intoxicated fools, such fortunate slaves and silly knaves, the keepers of your precious jewels. So to everyone I say, the master has his way and plays with my mind as he chooses. For I'm too ignorant to know the best way to go, and the karma to the goal he looses. Look at it this way. We all have to pay for every action we induce. So why not enjoy the time we employ and help the master these impressions to reduce? I know that it's hard to climb every yard this ladder of spirituality. But if we grin with him and engage his whim, the goal might become a reality. I really have to laugh at all this riffraff he wants to take under his wing. Such souls as these you wouldn't believe if you saw the karma they bring. So what to do, O beloved, but share with you these feelings I have to wit. No sense in complaining and use the time remaining, and as for the rest, just grin and bear it. Oh, silly lover, without my grace, the whole human race is in a state of famine. So all I can say that each and every day is love me, remember me, and continue to hold fast my Dhamma. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. All right. Rashan?
Bhikkhu,
Okay.
yes. Bhikkhu, would you like to sing? Rati, could you ask Bhikkhu to sing? Where is Rati gone? Rati, can you ask Bhikkhu to sing?
Roshni is not there.
Okay, okay, fine then. All right. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No. Okay. All right. So we could have the next.
Okay, then Alan Ray, go ahead.
Thank you, Joe. Jai Baba, everyone. The words in music to the song I'm going to share this morning came to me up on Mirabad Hill a few days after the Amartithi program back in 1974. And at this time, I had the good fortune of meeting Pune's very own Vijay Balakar. And so the Hindi words were translated back then by Vijay. The beloved lies within. प्रियतम यहाँ रहते हैं अपने दिल को खोलो प्रियतम यहाँ रहते हैं अपने दिल को खोलो प्रियतम यहाँ रहते हैं अपने दिल को खोलो तुम्हारे दिल में तुम्हारे दिल में तुम्हारे दिल में तुम्हारे दिल में the beloved lies within. Open up your heart. The beloved lies within. the beloved lies within. Open up your heart, 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 your heart. The love of God is always with you. Let His grace and His beauty shine on through. The beloved lies in you. Open up, seek the truth. Let light shine on through you, shine on through you. Priyatam Yahanra Ekta Te Apne Dil Ko Kolo. Priyatam Yahanra Ekta Te Apne Dil Ko Kolo. Priyatam Yahanra Ekta Te Apne Dil Ko Kolo. Tomare Dil mein, tomare, dil mein, tomare, dil mein, tomare, dil mein. The love of God is always with you. Let His grace and beauty shine on through. Oh, beloved lies in you. Open up, seek the truth. Let light shine on through you, shine on through you. Jai Baba.
Thank you, Al.
Thank you.
Beautiful. All right, Rashani, go ahead.
Yes, Jai Baba. Jai Baba, everyone. I would like to read first 4 lines from Baba's The Nothing and Everything about Ganesha before I sing. Ganesh was the first in creation to become God realized, and he is the same ancient one who comes down again and again, age after age, as the embodiment of universal mind. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. I would like to sing a few lines. This song is about thanking Baba for everything. So it denotes in different aspects of life, thanking him, the word for which is shukr in Hindi. Jai Baba. Shukr karam, meher tera shukr karam. Shukr karam, meher tera shukr karam. Shukr karam, meher tera shukr karam. Tera har vele din raat, meher tera shukr karam. Meher tera shukr karam. मेरी बनी रहे जी बात, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा। मेरे बदल गए हालात, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा। मेरी बन गई बिगड़ी बात, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा। ओम नमः शिवाय, शिव जी सदा सहाय। ओम नमः शिवाय, बाबा सदा सहाय। ओम नमः शिवाय, मेहर सदा सहाय। ओम नमः शिवाय, बाबा सदा सहाय। प्यारा लगे परिवार, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा। मेरा जीत लिया विश्वास, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा। मेरे अंग संग बस हो आप, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा। जन्मों की बुझ गई प्यास, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा। तेरे नाम हुई हर सांस, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा। तूने हर पल दिया मेरा साथ, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा। तेरा प्यारा लगे दरबार, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा। खाली न गई दरखास्त, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा। शुक्र करा, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा, शुक्र करा, मेहर तेरा शुक्र करा। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
Thank you, Rashani. Beautiful. Prakash, go ahead.
Jai Baba, sing this beautiful ghazal written for Baba. Not sure who the author is, but it goes like this. बाबा हमको ऐसी खुदाई न दे, बाबा हमको ऐसी खुदाई न दे, कि अपने सिवा कुछ दिखाई न दे, बाबा हमको ऐसी खुदाई न दे। खुदा ऐसी एहसास का नाम है, खुदा ऐसी एहसास का नाम है, रहे सामने और दिखाई न दे, रहे सामने और दिखाई न दे। मुझे ऐसी जन्नत नहीं चाहिए, मुझे ऐसी जन्नत नहीं चाहिए, जहाँ से तेरा दर दिखाई न दे, कि अपने सिवा कुछ दिखाई न दे, बाबा हमको ऐसी खुदाई न दे। मुझे अपने दामन में यूं ढाक ले, मुझे अपने दामन से यूं ढाक ले, ज़मीं आसमां कुछ दिखाई न दे, कि अपने सिवा कुछ दिखाई न दे, बाबा हमको ऐसी खुदाई न दे। कथावार समझेगी दुनिया तुझे, कथावार समझेगी दुनिया तुझे, कि इतनी सी ज्यादा सफाई न दे कि अपने सिवा कुछ दिखाई न दे बाबा हमको ऐसी खुदाई न दे मैं अश्कों से नामे मेहरबा लिखूंगा मैं अश्कों से नामे मेहरबा लिखूंगा कलम छीन ले और सियाही न दे कलम छीन ले या सियाही न दे कि अपने सिवा कुछ दिखाई न दे बाबा हमको ऐसी खुदाई न दे बाबा हमको ऐसी खुदाई न दे अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय
Beautiful. Meher, you wanted to read something? Meher? Meher, please unmute.
I've disallowed self-unmuting.
Yes.
Okay. Jai Baba. Jai Baba. Okay. It's from Meher Baba calling this thing. Come all unto me. Age after age, when the wick of righteousness burns low, the avatar comes yet again to rekindle the torch of love, the truth, age after age. Amidst the clamor of destruction's wars, tears and shouts rings the avatar's call. Come all unto me, the time is come, and I repeat the call and bid. All come into me. I have emphasized in the past. I tell you now and shall, age after age, for every more, repeat that you shed your cloak of life and realize existence which is externally yours. I have only one message to give. I repeat it after the age to all one and all. Love God. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Thank you, Mayor. Tina, go ahead.
Hi. Hi, everybody, and Indian friends too. Welcome. I'm going to just sing a little rewrite of an old song. I left my heart in Mehrabad, high on a hill. It calls to me to be where pilgrims from afar climb halfway to the stars. The morning fog may chill the air. I don't care. My love waits there in Mehrabad, above the dry and windy plain. When I come home to you, Mehrabad, your golden sun will shine again. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Okay, Noreen.
Can you hear me okay?
Closer.
Closer? How about now?
Yes.
Okay, this is a poem by Francis Brabazon. I would never have troubled about love if love had not troubled me. I would never be on this raft if I had not been chucked into the sea. Anyone who enters upon this trackless path of his own accord should be shut up in an asylum with hard labor to earn his board. When God loves a man, he sets about arranging his ruin, puts a great pot on the fire for him snugly to stew in. Then he fishes him out and cools him with a sideways glance that says, maybe you'll become my lover. There is just a chance. The poor fish, he is now neither man, beast, nor fowl, thinks that the world's end has come and sets up an awful yowl. This is the beginning of his love song, a clearing of his throat. After many lifetimes of attempts, he strikes the right note. Now it is all plain sailing, with only storms and shipwrecks, for the sake of diversion and other sundry aspects. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. All right, Marilyn, go ahead.
So, Jai Baba, everybody. It's so beautiful to be here and share in beloved Baba's love. I want to thank you so much for all the offerings today. This is a message from Baba. God exists. If you are convinced of God's existence, then it rests with you to seek him, to see him, and to realize him. Follow any religion you like, but follow its innermost spirit. Do not make a mock of it by adopting the conventional husk of religion and ignoring the underlying truth. Have hope. I have come to help you in surrendering yourselves to the cause of God and accepting his grace, love, and truth. I have come to help you in winning the one victory of all victories, to win yourself. The only message I could ever give and have been giving is love God, and you will find yourself is nothing but God. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai.
Thank you, Marilyn. Go ahead, Rashani.
Kajal, please unmute yourself, Kajal.
Jai Baba, can you hear me?
Yes, please put on your video, Kajal.
Yeah, just a second.
Thank you. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. In the sorrow I wander, my spirit oppressed, but now I am happy, since securely I rest. From morning till evening, glad carols I sing, and this is the reason I walk with the King. I walk with the King, Meher Baba. I walk with the King, praise his name. No longer I roam, my soul faces home. I walk and I talk with the King. I walk and I talk with the King. For you're in the fetter of sin I was bound. The world could not help me, no comfort I found. But now like the birds and the sunbeams of spring, I'm free and rejoicing. I walk with the King. I walk with the king, Meher Baba. I walk with the king, praise his name. No longer I roam, my soul faces home. I walk and I talk with the king. O soul, near despair, in the lowlands of strife, look up and let Baba come into your life. The joy of his love to you he would bring. Come into the sunlight and walk with the king. I walk with the king, Meher Baba. I walk with the king, praise his name. No longer I roam, my soul faces home. I walk and I talk with the king. I walk and I talk with the king. I walk and I talk with the king. Thank you. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Jai Baba.
We'll have a moment
Thank you
of
so much.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba. Angela?
So we will now begin with our speaker for the day. We again have Irwin Luck with us for another beautiful Saturday to share our stories and times with Meher Baba. Irwin, are you there? Yes. Irwin, could you
Yes,
unmute? Yes.
can you hear me now? Okay. I'm still figuring out how to work this thing. Well, you know, today is supposedly the second part of my talk. The first part was last week, but I'm going to start it off with a poem titled Heaven's Gate. I wrote this in 2010 along with 150 others, but I'm only going to read one. Save you the job of hearing them all. Today, there was a lot of love in the world. You may not have seen it because of the clouds. Earthquakes that kill hundreds of thousands, tsunamis, hurricanes, tornadoes, maybe a meteor hit that can wipe out so much of life on the planet. Nature's disasters that we call an act of God. Then there are the acts of some men, murderers, muggers, hate mongers, and civil and national strife of all kinds. Political, religious, family conflicts and wars. Lots of pain in a most amazing variety of ways. Yet there is a sun. But there are also clouds that hide the brightness of this life-giving energy of the sun. If I were God and I saw all this, I would want to do something to make things better for both the ignorant and the wise. But you are the one, the son of all life and love, the master of all things. You took upon yourself the mission to raise the consciousness of the world, so we may see the truth for ourselves. When you come, You punch a big hole in the clouds. However many and dark they may be, your sunshine, which is always there, can now be seen in the midst of any misery. Those who follow your beam join your light beyond the clouds. O Lord, Savior of the blind, the day is beautiful beyond measure where you come from. To see your cloud-piercing ray is to follow you beyond the clouds that hide you. Then lo, heaven's gates are open while the battle rages below. There you have it. Well, in my life, I got to meet that one that's beyond the clouds. And let me tell you something. It is a life-giving ray. It reminds me of something that happened when I left seeing Meher Baba. This was in 1960. And it was time for me to go. Baba had asked me to come he said I could come for 1 hour, but he kept me for 2 weeks. So now, after 2 weeks, boy, did I skip over a lot. But anyhow, after 2 weeks, he called me over and he asked me, if I asked you to leave and to head back to the United States, would you go? He actually asked me. So I said, well, yes, I wasn't going to want to do other than what he wanted. And he called me over and he embraced me. And when I stepped back, I felt this incredible energy. It was so much that I couldn't stop. My hands would move, I couldn't stop it from moving. It was just moving. It was like, when you see the movies of Baba and his fingers are moving and, he's doing his inner work. Well, I was doing the same thing. But in my case, there was no inner work. There was nothing, I wasn't conscious of anything. Well, so in that respect, and that's a big respect, it was quite different from what Baba did. Just the same, I was so energized by that, something he did in that embrace, which I couldn't tell what it was, but it had that effect. And it lasted until the next day. It was something I will never forget, that energy, well, anyhow, so I came back to the States and I had one instruction from Baba that I should tell what happened with him to the New York group. And then Baba had also, in the course of things, had mentioned that I should spread his message of love and truth. So that's what's happening now. I'm spreading the message of love and truth as it was given to me. Well, I also want that if anyone has any questions, this is a Zoom. Everybody is part of it. You can ask anything you like at any time. So I'll just make a quick pause before I go on in case no one asks anything. But go ahead.
Could I just a little bit translate,
Oh, yes, I forgot
Indian
about
English, the Indian English for some of our loving elders who are there. I don't know if they're still there or they've left, but this was a beautiful part which Irwin just mentioned, that जब बाबा उन्हें मिले थे, and when Baba told him कि अगर मैं तुम्हें कहूँ कि अभी के अभी तुम अमेरिका वापस लौट जाओ, will you go? And Irwin was like, yes, he would surely do what Baba wants. And at that time, Baba embraced him, and the energy that he felt, the surge of energy that he felt, was nothing that really he can explain, and it almost stayed over till the next day. Correct, Irwin?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to just say, I forgot, I'm sorry about that, but for the sake of translation, I'm just going to say a few sentences and then you can translate it for those who understand other languages. But again, I'll just pause for a moment. Does anyone have any questions? All right, I can take that question. So all right, so no one has any questions. That's pretty good.
There are actually a couple of questions. Jeff Asbell wanted to ask, but now I've got to find him. All right, here he goes. Jeff?
Thank you. Hello, Irwin, and thank you for giving us your love in your heart and your experiences of Baba. Irwin, I want to ask you a little bit about what did Baba speak of duality, the leelas that we go through, really being with what is. We all have, I have my fair amount of challenges and dramas, and I guess the question really is, I know I'm not in reality. I know I'm in projection a lot, in fantasy a lot, and I do misunderstand and misperceive. So my question is, did Baba speak about how one evolves into some kind of clarity with reality? I can't even ask about the ultimate reality. And could you talk about reactivity, how that may block one from being with what is moment by moment, day by day, decade by decade? If you could speak about any of that, all of that, some of that, I'd appreciate it.
Oh, yes. The wonderful thing about Baba is that you didn't have to concern yourself so much about yourself. People that are on the spiritual path are very concerned about their progress. If you want to translate that, you can.
So, इसमें Irwin is saying about the path of the aspirant that usually when a person is on the spiritual path, he is extremely concerned. उसे बहुत जिज्ञासा होती है, उसे बहुत एंक्शियसनेस होती है कि मैं करेक्ट हूँ क्या, मैं राइट पाथ पे जा रहा हूँ क्या वगैरह. बट इन द वर्क विद बाबा वन हैज टू फॉरगेट अबाउट सेल्फ इवन इफ इट इज कंसर्निंग द स्पिरिचुअल पाथ.
Well, I guess that's close enough. But you're speaking in English and they have to understand it in a different language. So
I gave it with the Hindi. I gave it with the Hindi. Yeah.
Okay. All right then. But Jeff, you know, your question is a question that so many people, lovers of Baba, people on the spiritual path, in whatever path that they choose, are faced with. That's a very difficult thing because you're trying to find a path for yourself that allows you to actually become closer to God. And in many ways, we don't have any idea what God is. I mean, Baba has been very generous in explaining and showing what God is by saying he is infinite bliss. Well, what's the bliss? The bliss is your own self, but cleared of all obstacles, cleared of all illusion, cleared of all imagination. When you experience everything cleared away, then you have the experience of what you really are, and God and you are the same in that state only. But you need to know that that path is only done by the help of a master, someone who's already there. You can't do it yourself. You cannot wipe out your own mind that stands in the way of your experience of selfhood by yourself. You can't, the mind can't wipe itself out. It's not going to happen. So you go to a master, someone who's already there. And that person sees everything that is standing in your way from experiencing your infinite self, your true self, your self that you really are, behind the body, behind the mind, behind everything. You are the creator, the maker, the preserver of all that is, because it's all a dream. From Baba's point of view, it's all an illusion, it's a dream. So he's everything. But when you experience that, you see that, wait, that's me, I'm everything. And you and Baba are one. You remember how the old saying goes in every religion, they say it the same. God and you are one. We are one. Not two, one. So to experience this is really the goal that Baba is taking us to. And because he is there, he can do that very easily. No difficulty for him. He's all powerful. If you're all powerful, that means, what does it mean? It means you can do anything. But he's only doing it, and you have to understand this, in the imagination that we have that we think is real. It's all imagination. It's created by the mind. Well, Baba sees this from his point of view, and he is able to clear away the obstacles. So what are you going to do? You're going to worry about it? You're going to worry, oh, how am I going to realize and come closer to God? And I have 1,000,001 different things that I hear, and there are concentration, meditation. I can just try everything that there is. In the end, what do you end up doing? Well, I guess I didn't do it, so I wonder if there's somebody out there that really can do this and help me. I think there is. This year, Avatar keeps coming back every so often. This is what I hear. And he's coming for the one purpose, to free us from the bindings, everything that we think we are, which we're not. He's come to free us from that. And so now I'm going to do what he says. I will do everything that he says, because he knows how to take me from here to where I should be. And by the way, I want to tell you, Baba said exactly that. I am not a yogi. I am not a saint. I don't take you to the level that they're at. I take you to the selfhood of what you really are. And this is his mission. This is what he came for. So I can only say to everybody, just like I would say it to myself, do what he says. He knows, he knows his way. He knows your way. He knows everybody's way. That is the way. You mess around with other things, you're just messing around. You're going to get whatever that is. But you're not going to get what you really set out for, which is to know the God state, to know what you really are, to know the truth without any illusions. And then you become one with him, you become one with everywhere, with everything. That's what you do. That's what happens. You're doing it right now, actually, but we're doing it unconsciously. So, Jeff, I don't know if that gives you the final answer to your question, but that is the way I see it. And that's the way I've learned it from Baba, and that is the way Baba's been saying it all along. I mean, he hasn't been keeping it a secret. This is no secret, not when you're with him. He tells it to you straight. And I wouldn't worry about myself so much in the 1,000,001 paths that there are, because there are. I would just think, well, let me see what I can do to focus on Baba, Ask him. Listen, the mind is everywhere. You can talk to God and he can answer you, but he likes to answer through circumstances. You ask something, he doesn't have to give you a batch of words. That may not be the answer for you. He gives you circumstances. He sets up the circumstances so that the answers become apparent to you in your own language, in your own way, in your own mind, however you are. Not how someone else is, however you are. You can always talk. Talking is good because if it is an expression of what you truly feel, then he is able to answer that. He looks for sincerity. Believe me, he really does. Well, in my case, so what happened? I'm sitting there with Baba, and he suddenly turns to me and he says, "You are sincere," because I meant what I was feeling. I really meant it. And Baba knew it. And how did he know it? Because behind the mind that I am, he knows the thoughts of everything. There's no secret to him. If someone tells him something and it isn't so, he doesn't say, "Oh, you lied to me." No, no, no. He's much too gracious and he's much too helpful to want to say a thing like that. Instead, he looks at you and he says, "Okay, he's lying to me, you know, he knows that, but I'm going to help him anyhow. I know just how to help him because I know his mind and he doesn't even know his own mind. I know his mind, so I have to help him." And that's what he does. He's here to, in fact, Baba told me, he said that he would help me. That was it. And he said it at various times that he would help me. If I have a personal problem or difficulty, I'm not going so much to anyone else. I just talk to Baba. I said, "Baba, I need some real help. This is really distressing me. This is, I gotta have help for this." And the help comes in no time at all. I'm telling you what happens with me. Now you can try it out for yourself because I think it'll work. I think that's what he does. He loves us. If you love someone, aren't you going to help them? Think about that. It's all love. It has nothing to do with how good you are and how bad you are and whether you, whatever you think about. You are facing just some mundane, ordinary difficulty, and you can ask his help. But he's not there for that. He's there to illuminate you, to enlighten you, so that you get free from all sufferings. When you know the infinite self that you are, and it is infinite, unlimited, means unlimited, well, once you know that, you can do anything. What's the problem then? Is there a problem when you can do anything? No. And the many anythings that we are involved with is all imaginary anyhow. So he's beyond that imagination. For him, there's no problem. And he can still help anyone caught in the bindings of imagination that creates so much difficulty and sufferings for the person. So Baba is just the right person. He's just the right guy to help a person out of anything. And most of all, to set that path so that all the things that stand in your way and that block you from realizing him is what he wants. He wants that. That's his mission. He came for that purpose. He didn't come just to settle every little difficulty that you got. And he'll help you with that too. But that's not why he came. He came to give you the big thing, the whole thing, the reality of your true being. That frees you, settles all accounts. So I came to Baba for that reason. When I was with him, I wanted him to show me God. I wasn't coming just to sit with him as physically, you know, it wasn't just a physical thing. Oh, I was very happy to meet him on the physical level because he did come down to the physical level. But it's not what I came. I came for the real thing. And Baba let me know a number of things about that, what would happen. So I'm happy with that, you know, as far as my spiritual journey. I don't think anybody really needs to worry about themselves once they understand that. It takes a lot of worry about how you're going to do things, whether you're doing the right thing, whether it's the spiritual thing, whether that's all that, push that aside. I like what Margaret Crass told her dancers when they were having their problems. She said to them, stop whipping yourself so much. She knew from Baba because she had lived with Baba. What is this whipping yourself for? You don't need to do that. That's not going to take you any place. So you focus on him. The simplest thing I can say is what I already said. Baba is connected with your mind, with everybody's mind, but your mind is part of everybody. He's connected with it. And if you have any real difficulty, spiritual or otherwise, whatever you like, then he does help you with it. Yeah, and you'll see the help. It won't take long. It won't take long at all. Any other questions? Jeff, is that okay? Okay, he said, he nods, it's okay. All right. By the way, I did answer your reply he had written to me, and I hope you, and he did get it. So I was good. That was having to do with reactions, what people have to concern themselves with the reactions that they have. So I answered that for him. I hope it was all right. He nods his head. Okay, it's all right.
Irwin.
Yeah.
Goer Mobed wants to say hi and she has a question for you. Let me just...
Okay.
Jai Baba, Irwin.
Well, Jai Baba.
Do you remember me?
You're looking good today.
Oh, thank you. Bless you. Irwin, oh my goodness, it's been so long since I've seen you. I just wanted to ask you, do you remember the year you visited us in Karachi?
Absolutely.
It was in the late 60s, but I don't recall the year. So refresh my mind, if you will.
That was, I believe, in 1971. I was traveling, doing videos, making videos
yes, you and
of the stories of everybody.
Yes.
Life with Baba. I wanted to get firsthand accounts,
right.
Not something that somebody said, well, somebody told me this and they told them that, you know, and then there's a story. No, I wanted to hear it from the source, the things that Baba said and did with each person.
Right.
And so that's what I was there for.
So you and Edward both had come, correct?
My brother Edward was with me.
That's
right.
Right. And you stayed with us for a while.
Yes, yes. I usually stayed with the people that we were going to interview, film. It sure saved a lot of money that way.
That's right.
We didn't have that much money to be traveling with, but we had enough.
That's right. I remember you came by road, I think, right?
It's a little hard to hear you now.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now better?
I think so. Let me just turn this up. Yeah, okay. All right, go ahead. I'm hearing you some.
Good. No, you had traveled by road from Baba, is that right? Or do you?
Well, we traveled in every which way, by plane, by road. When we came to Karachi, we had a fly-in from India. We had just done a whole lot of video interviews there.
Right.
So many Baba lovers live there. And then we went to Karachi, and there was Minu Karas.
Yes.
And he gave some great tales. And then there was a lady that was gave an unbelievable story in Karachi. Yeah.
It was lovely. That's all. Jai Baba.
That was it? Okay.
I just
That was easy. Yeah, there was nothing to this. Great. Good to see you again.
Right.
after such a long time. I'm surprised we're both alive. That's all I
know. Me too. A lifetime ago. That's right. Hey, Baba. Thank you.
Dear Meher Baba, dear.
So,
Anyone else?
You're good for now.
What?
You're good for now.
Okay. All right. Well, you know, last week I told what happened and that we were able to get to Baba after a very difficult way of being able to acquire money to go from the US to see Baba. And that was my first trip. But I told you I would skip over the part of how it actually happened and just say what happened when we were with Baba. So the whole story is a Baba story anyhow. We needed to make money in order to see Baba. For 6 months I had been trying to make money in order to get to Baba, because in the beginning, when I heard of Baba, I wrote him a letter and said that I wanted the benefit of his, well, actually, I just told him some things about myself, and I said that I was planning to be going to see him, and I should be there in 2 weeks. I was going to work my way across on a ship, and Baba said back a letter very quickly, and he said, you can come for 1 hour, and then I will give you my instruction and you head back. Well, that was the trip where we ended up going for, which I didn't worry about the hour. I just said, I'm going, you know, because Baba had once said, it was something I read in the book, even if the worst scoundrel were to stand before me and I had the wish, I can make him realize God in less time than the flash of a second. I thought that's good, you know, what he can do in a flash of a second. Why should I worry about an hour? So it turns out that even though I had thought I could leave and work my way across on a boat, I couldn't get a boat. It went by 6 months, and I got the message from Mani, from the family letter she wrote, that Baba is entering seclusion for 6 months. So that would be another 6 months. Oh, this was too much for me. So I thought, I'm desperate. I've got to get over there. So I got this idea. I'm just sort of repeating something I said last time, but I'm going to tell you something else. And I thought, this is too much for me. I can't wait another 6 months, because Baba said he wouldn't be seeing anybody during that time, and no communication, no visitors, only in an emergency you could write send a cable to him. Anyhow, I'm thinking, what am I going to do? I'm so broke. I can't get any money together to do this here. So then, in my desperation, I thought, oh boy, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in Baba's hands. So I write Baba this letter. Dear Baba, I want very much to have the benefit of your love, your direction, and your guidance, but I have no money to come, and I don't see where money should stand in the way of such an ideal. Oh, Baba writes back a letter right away, and he says, don't worry. Circumstances will adjust themselves. Oh, I thought, oh, good. Wonder what's going to happen. So the story that I'm going to tell you now is what happened. How did it all come about? 2 weeks later, I'm right there with him after he sends that letter. Now, when I get the letter from Baba that circumstances will adjust themselves, and I'm wondering, I wonder what's going to happen. This is good news. My father decides that he's going to go away and take a vacation. Now, he had made me president of his business, but his business there was nothing in it. It was just a tract of land which I had to end up subdividing and selling. So I'm thinking to myself, you know, I'm not at all interested in real estate, but now I'm going to try and see what I can do to sell this property so that I can raise enough money to be able to go. That was my intention. So now I come out with this here idea and I put this full-page ad in the Miami Herald with the advertising this property that people should come. And when they come on Saturday and Sunday. Monday, nobody shows up. So that's always been the case. So, but Saturday and Sunday is when the sales are made. And I'm thinking about this, boy, if I can only sell out this here, I'll be able to go, but who knew? So then I put a 3/4 page ad. This is thousands of dollars I'm taking out of my father's account from the business because now I'm president. I can do what I want. And I put a 3/4 page ad just for insurance. The prices of those days, the ads were double what they are on Saturday. All right, now these big ads are going in, and I figure maybe we can just, you know, sell the thing out, something. What happens? My dad comes back from his little vacation, and it's a Thursday. The ad goes in on Saturday, and he says, "Well, son, what did you do while I was gone?" I said, "Well, I'm advertising the property. We're going to have a sale." Oh, he says, "That's very nice. Let me see what you got." I show him this full-page ad. Oh boy, he says, "This is thousands of dollars." I said, "Well, there's a 3/4 page ad going on Sunday too." Oh boy, this was too much for him. He calls up the Herald, the Miami Herald. "I want to cancel these ads." Guess what? They tell him, "No, you can't cancel the ad. It's too late. It's past the deadline." So, okay, now he's nothing he can do about it. Now Saturday comes, and here it is, 8:30 in the morning. The office is all prepared. There's projectors for showing the property. There's contracts. There's salesmen waiting for the people to come. There's a police officer at the door to let the people in. I mean, it was quite a setup. And it's 8:30. And then it's 9:30, and nobody has showed up yet. And that's at 10:30 and 11:30. And it's 12 o'clock, and still nobody shows up, 12:30, 1 o'clock. This is impossible. It never happened that nobody would show up. It's a complete disaster. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Finally, it's 6 o'clock, and everybody's going to go home. There's nobody came. Nobody came. This is a miracle that nobody came. So instead of a miracle, we cleaned out, sold everything. Nobody came. Oh boy. Now, okay. So now there's Sunday coming in. 8:30, nobody. 9:30, 10:30, nobody. 11:30, 12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock and nobody showed up. Oh boy. So I did the one thing. This was the miracle that I needed. So in my mind, I directed thought straight to Baba. I said, "Baba, if we're going to ever get to see you, you got to perform a miracle, and you got to do it right now." And it's 12 o'clock. And all of a sudden, we start to hear the sound. There's a sound. And it's like a rumbling sound. Rumbles and rumbles and rumbles. Oh. What is that sound? And it's getting louder and louder. It means it's coming closer and closer to where the office doors are. And the sound gets louder. And soon everybody is listening to it. At first they didn't notice it, but now they're all hearing it. Whoa, what is that sound? And there's a big sound comes, and suddenly the double doors of this office swing wide open. And this mass of people come and fill up the office in no time at all. Within seconds, the place is packed. And they all want to buy something. They all want to buy that. Do you have 10 acres? Do you have 20 acres? Can we pay, can we put down half? Can we, and the phones are starting to ring and everybody, and the phones, can you come? We can't come to the office there or to your place because we're unable to do that. But if you can send somebody here, we want to get 50 acres. Oh, brother. And for 6 hours until 6 o'clock, from 12 to 6, the place didn't stop. It didn't stop. And by the end of it, by 6 o'clock, that's when everything stopped. Everything stopped. And we had done a landslide business. Talk about, don't worry, circumstances will adjust themselves. Boy, when I needed it most, that's when he acted. It happened. $35,000 in down payments. I figured, oh boy, that's just the down payment. So my father says to me, he says to me, well, actually, I said to him, I said, Dad, you know, this was a pretty good day. And he said, well, I've had some pretty good days too, you know. He's telling me about, he had good days too. All right, well, that's good. Dad, I think I would like to go and see Meher Baba because I want to be able to get there now. And I think I've earned my way there. He says, oh, no. Yeah, no, yeah, I'll never agree to that. I said, well, Dad, you know, I did earn my way. He said it was never a question of money. I said, it wasn't? How was it? He says, it's the principle of the thing. You're going to go from here to India to see God? What is this here? You're living in a dream, an illusion. There's no such thing like that. You're going to go there, he's going to see you and send you home. And that'll be it. So you're already here, you don't have to go there. Well, I said, Dad, that's not really the case. You really don't understand. There's much more to this. Oh, he would not agree. He would not agree. Now, when he didn't agree, after all of that, you see, and I felt I had earned the right, you know, after all of that, he, I said to my brother Edward, I said, look, Ed, he's never going to allow it. He's just decided that. I'm just going to go. I said, why don't you just go to New York, get our papers that we need, the passport stamped in the visa and whatever we need. You fly to New York tonight, and I will go to the travel agent and get the tickets. I'm just going to take the money out. I've earned it. Now I'm going to do this. So he flies to New York. I go to the travel agent. Said, you know, I want to go there and see the Meher Baba. So he says, well, I don't know. You're just going, but it's hard to say whether everything will work smoothly. But anyhow, he gives us the tickets. We're taking a chance, and we don't even know what's going to happen. So we go. And Baba, so we go to the airport, and he meets me there. And so we go to see Baba. You know, now he couldn't go because my father wouldn't allow him. He wouldn't allow him to leave. He would only allow me because I worked for him. So I said, Edward, you know, I think Baba would like for us to go together. No, he says, I got to go back with him. And that was what happened. So that's how I got there. In 2 weeks after he sent that message, circumstances will adjust themselves. Well, now you know the circumstances. Because when I was there was somebody raised their hand in the back and they asked, how did you come? I said, I was able to come because it was Baba's will. And Baba had me repeat it then. He had him stand up had me stand up and repeat that. I was able to come because it was his will. He could have made any way possible, but this is how he chose to do it. Now you know the story. That was how it happened. People always ask how. What? He said circumstances will adjust themselves, and then you're there? How did that happen? Well, that's how it happened. Now you know it. I don't know who else knows it. Now, there you have it. Do I still have time left? Huh? 15 more minutes?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. So, and if anyone has a question, I'll throw it open again in case anyone does. Well, that's pretty good. I'll answer that also. No question. I made a number of trips. I made actually 3 trips while Baba was alive to see him. And one time, when he dropped his body, when he left his body, I went to see Baba at that time. And he was in the tomb. But I have to tell you this part, that when we got the letter, it was a cable actually that came. Meher Baba has left his physical body to live in the hearts of his lovers everywhere. And he has been interned in his tomb, which he had ordered to be built for him long ago. That was the cable that came. So I thought, oh, he's been covered, you know, and you can't see him, but I'm going to go. Fred Winnefeld, I don't know if I talked about this last time. You can remind me if I did. But Fred Winnefeld, who was the head of the New York group, they were the group heads, was getting a lot of calls from people all over the country, you know, did this really happen? Because there was some small newspaper article. There was a little article in the newspaper that said that he had, that Meher Baba has died in a cave and that he was silent. So anyone that knew anything knew that he wasn't in a cave. But at the same time, there's this article that he died. Called Fred to find out that, you know, well, what really happened? Oh, well, Fred explained it to them. But then he also was saying to the Baba lovers in the meeting there that they shouldn't go to India now because Baba was, the Mandali would have too much to do. They were already busy with the fact of Baba passing. And they shouldn't go now because Baba had invited all his lovers to come for 1 week. You can come and see and be there, but it was in Pune that he was going to see them at Guru Prasad. So that was the reason everyone was thinking about it. Just the same, now he dropped his body. And they asked me, well, what do you think of that? I said, well, he's a slippery guy, isn't he? He can go and come and go when he pleases. All right, well, just the same, it turns out that the Sufis were being told by their Murshida not to go for the same reason. And the other Baba groups and Baba lovers were being told by the group heads in their areas, same thing, not to go. So Fred says to me, this is what's happening now. Nobody's going. I said, nobody's going, but I'm going. And so is my brother Edward going. We're both going. He says, what? I'm telling everybody not to go and you're telling me you're going? I said, where does the son go when the father passes away? Does he just stay back? No, he goes to be with him, to be there, whatever. And I'm not going for the Mandali. They don't have to take care of me. I'll take care of myself. So there's no problem with that. So he says, oh boy, look what you're doing. I said, listen, Fred, I want to tell you something. If you don't go, you will regret it later. And then we left. Later on, which was about a month later or so, then everybody was coming then at that time. And he came and he admitted, he said, you know, you were right. I really should have gone at that time. But I said, okay, well, you're here now. So that was what happened. And during that time, when Baba was in the Samadhi, we didn't know he would be in the Samadhi. I thought he was going to be covered, you know, the telegram seemed to indicate that he would be covered, but it didn't say it like that, but that's what I thought. He was not covered at all. You could see his face and he was there, and people had some really mystical experiences being there. There was one group of women that told me that they were trying to see Baba because there were so many other people in front of them, and they couldn't see over them to look down into the crypt to see Baba. And they said that Baba raised himself up so that he could see him. How do you like that? You know, and there was three of them. It wasn't just one, you know, imagining something. Anyhow, all three saw the same thing. So there was that, you know, and he was so kind, you know, that what, if it really happened like that he would raise himself up just so that they could look at him because they couldn't see him. What a beautiful thing that is, you know, that such a thing would happen. There were other people that told me things, but this is where I'll leave off now. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If there's anything further, there's still a few minutes left.
That's an amazing story. I wanted to ask if you remember Jimmy Kahn.
Jimmy Kahn, I'm not sure by the name.
He's here.
Okay. Yeah, well, this was all, how many years ago now? 1969?
Arvind, this is Jimmy Kahn. In the 70s, it was I who used to take you and your brother in Mumbai to all the Parsi ladies. We sat in a taxi, and the whole day I took you and your brother, and you filmed all those Parsi ladies. I took you and your brother at all the Parsi ladies' homes, and you recorded their stories. So that was me. If you recollect that incident, you were recording their stories, lifetime stories with Baba.
We recorded so many people.
Yeah, I know.
You know that there was a set of videos, just the video portion. There was a whole other set from films, but the video portion itself was about 100 hours of recordings. There's 100 DVDs, if not more, of all of the people that we interviewed and the stories they told. So I don't remember exactly, precisely this particular incident because there were so many. And maybe sometime we'll talk more about it. I can start to remember better. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Arvind. I think the best part of your storytelling way is the practical approach towards everything that Baba has said, because it is difficult for youngsters or many of us to, you know, so many times understand, though he says don't understand, but yes, I feel we need to understand in some way to put it into practice. But the way you say is so lucid, so fluid, that it amazingly just kind of seeps in that, oh, this is how I can, you know, take in Baba's words. So thank you so much for your approach more than anything else, and the treasure of all these stories that you have for us. Thank you so much.
There was one very practical thing that Jeff had written to me just recently. And if he doesn't mind, I'll read the reply I gave, because talking about the practical side of Baba, this was part of it. Isn't that right, Jeff? Yeah, he's there. Now I know what he looks like, you see. Well, anyhow, I replied to him because he asked a very important question. You asked a question that everyone has to deal with. This is my point. How did Baba want his lovers to work with reactivity, reacting? I believe Baba wanted his lovers to develop control. You can react, but you need to choose your reaction. It can become fun to choose reactions to events rather than to react out of habit. That is the game. You can even practice different reactions by creating imaginary circumstances that happen in everyday life. So when events occur, you can react the way you practiced. Regarding emotional surges, you will always have emotional power. There is no end to stopping it. So we must direct it. We are able to do that. So it does not hurt us or anyone. It is a great power when directed intelligently. You can choose how you react to man and God. In the end, it is all effortless. Like Baba, it becomes all love. Your letter and question reminds me of what Baba's disciple, Arti K. Irani, told me. He handled so much of Baba's correspondence. I will paraphrase him. He said, I know what Baba gave me to understand and tell others. But when a crisis occurs, I may forget what I know and lash out. I am not exempt from this either. That's me. But at least I know how to better myself. So now I pass it on to you. Jai Meher Baba.
Jai Baba.
Go ahead. If you can keep your question quick, there's one more question after.
So, Irwin, I just wanted to ask you about the DVDs that you recorded. I'm sure you recorded my father and a lot of other people in Karachi. Would it be possible for me to procure those DVDs from you or from wherever they're available?
Yeah, absolutely.
How do I get?
What I would suggest to you is just send me an email of what you want.
Okay.
And then I can respond and I can look it up and see what we got.
Okay.
And do that. And for anyone else that I videoed, that would be also
Okay. Can I
do the same.
All right. Can I get your email address from?
Can we handle that offline? This is a recording. And Ruth, a quick question you had?
Well, I just wanted to ask Irwin if he remembered the time that he came to Pittsburgh and made the film for WQED television station for just a collage of Baba's films and his recordings that he had made.
No, I don't remember.
Well, you were there. You and Bob Brown and Charles Haynes, and it was an hour program. You spent at least 24 straight hours in Sess's spare room collaging films of Baba that you brought from everywhere. It was a most astounding time. I got to see so many Baba films because of that. But nobody could stay in the room very long because it was so intense.
Well, you know, I've done so many things. One of the most important things in regarding films was the movie Meher Baba, Avatar of the Age, which is the only film that actually has scenes of Baba traveling to contact Mus. It was all, the whole movie was an hour and 20 minutes for just the Meher Baba. And then I put to the soundtrack was where I matched up what Baba was saying during these things that people see on the screen. And Baba is explaining what happened, you know, from his point of view. And boy, what a point of view that was. So that movie contained only his own words, the quotes, and then the pictures of him with doing the various things he did. Now that's a very important movie. The other one that you're mentioning, I really have to think about that far more, before I can really remember any of the details of what went on at that time.
Great.
All right, Jai Baba, we're going to have a little Nam Dhun video, and that will conclude the Saturday EastWest Satsang.
Okay.
Dhun followed by the Arti. Sorry. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
Oh, glorious, eternal, ancient one, your face is a bright, transcendental sun. Light and this dark world and the tears I weep, my heart, Meher, I give to you to see. Creator, yet creationless you are, truth and truth's body, divine avatar. Through compassion the three worlds maintain, destroy this ignorance that life's insane. These five lights are the whirling strokes of breath of the world's wheel that bears me unto death. Unless you are infinitely kind, break the wheel of which is conditioned mind. This intent is my love, its fruits my art, which to please you I have shaped from my heart. Accept them as you would a simple flower that has no use beyond its shining hour. You are myself, I sing to you in praise, and beg your love to bear me through the days, till you, the ever-living perfect one, illume my darkness with your shining sun.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। We'll have 1 minute of silence. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। Jai Baba. Jai Baba. Angela?
I don't know of anyone who was still waiting to sing, but at this time we can thank Irwin for speaking.
Yes. Irwin, thank you so much once again for all the valuable treasures that you've shared with us. And I'm sure that it will help us to get closer and closer to Baba and bring his words to life in our practical living life. Thank you so much. Jai Baba.
Thank you, Irwin.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for being there with us and sharing Baba's
Jai
love.
Baba, it was lovely. It was a lovely evening. Lovely. Jai Baba.
Irwin, I always love your practical ways of spirituality. It's so great. Thank you so much. Your humor, all of it. Yay, Irwin. Thank you.
Wonderful program. Thank you. Thank you all.
Lovely seeing you, Michael. Jai Baba. Lovely.
Angela and Roshani, what a great job you guys are doing. Bringing
Yes,
us all
Angela,
together.
Roshani.
So wonderful. Thank
Beautiful.
you. Awesome.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
BJ is here again. BJ, you want to say hi? You need to unmute.
Hey, Baba. I just missed the talk. I was late. So I will.
I just want to say, if you can hear me, it was really wonderful for me to remember all these things and telling you the stories of what occurred, because it's all real, you know, it's all very real. And I think the Zooms and this meeting hall is just excellent. You know, there's never been anything like it. And this is wonderful that people can meet like this and talk to each other. You know, it's a two-way conversation here. That's really great.
It is a Baba miracle.
It's very much a Baba miracle. And I've shared with with this group that I started coming to Arti, was it around May? I think it was right after Mera, the Mera celebration, which I attended, and then I found out about Arti. And about a week after coming to Arti or so, I had this experience where I'm sleeping and I went in outer space. And that's all I can explain it as. And there was Baba. And Baba and other people, Betty was there, Lemon Mummy was there, and I don't know who else was there, but a bunch of you all were there. And Baba was explaining to me how important this was. And he showed me it was like this big yellow grid where we're all in the corner and we're creating this light blanket that will surround the planet. That's what he told me in this dream. So, and here we all are. It was pretty profound. I was like, wow. So if you think of like Jeopardy or Hollywood Squares, and there's squares, and it was like these light rods. He showed me this big light blanket, and that we were all the stars, but it was very organized circuitry. It wasn't like random. It was just very straight up. This is the blanket. This is going to go. Anyway, Jai Baba. That's the last time I had a dream about Baba, which was during COVID. Anyway.
One thing I will say, that Baba was clear about this. He said, I created the media because I have a universal message to give to the world. And so if we wonder how come there's a media, now you know, by the one that made it all. He makes everything, so that's just one of the things. He really does.
I just want to make a very quick comment that everyone should just stay right here. In about 15 minutes, Cindy Lowe is performing. She'll have a backup band. She'll have Cliff and Kathy Riley with her. So all in the same space. But for now, we can free chat. So Irwin, carry on.
Irwin, I would like to ask you, there are, a lot of things in Baba's discourses or Lord Meher. A couple of things are like universal messages, which is, applicable to all. And there are certain things as instructional aspects, as Baba told you or spoke to you or has spoken to Noshirvan. And those are contextual messages. I have experienced a lot of times with our circles of friends and, Baba lovers, often there's this blurring line of what is contextual and what is generally applicable, kind of a thing. So could you just throw light on an easier way for everyone?
Well, I think there is an easy way, and it's very simple. Whatever you think applies to you, whether it applies to the whole world or not, and somebody else is giving a talk about it, Noshawan or whoever, if you think that you can get something that would help you and it applies to you.
What happened? Oops.
We lost
you
it.
disappeared.
Yeah.
Come
Maybe
back, come
he hit
back.
the
wrong button. Oh, well.
Either that or his power went out.
Yeah, right. Well, the rest of Myrtle Beach is okay.
No, I mean computer.
But he made his point. Point is what
Yeah,
counts
he
to
did
us.
make his point. That's true.
Yeah.
Etienne, it's good to see you.
Yes.
Hi, Etienne is here.
Welcome to chat and to Circle of Friends platform.
You have to unmute Etienne.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfect.
I think I'm first time here. I have to study all these things.
Second time. I saw you before.
Yeah, I was just watching. I didn't press anything.
Oh, okay. And you didn't press any buttons.
Any buttons, yeah.
Oh, if we have a way, we'll press some buttons for you to give a talk or something. We'll find a way to get you in here.
Would you like to give a talk?
I got a message from Irwin yesterday, and I didn't remember when to join in. I actually just woke up, so I can say goodbye at least. You heard me?
Well, you'll see the recording.
Okay. Thank you.
We're asking you if you would give a talk. Etienne.
Stay for the concert, for sure.
I can give a talk and give a concert. I used to play in the Samadhi, the Gujarati Arti on my flute.
Well, maybe someday you'll tell us about your Baba connection and the Ben Shammai stories. I know you are a store full of energy and stories.
As many as you want.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
We could line him up for one of our Saturdays.
Yeah, we have some slots available towards the
If
end
you
of
wish,
September.
you have to send me a message in advance. So
Yes, of course, of course.
when I'm well to join. We just,
Irwin is back. Good. You can say hi to him now.
Whom?
Irwin is back.
I met Irwin in 2002 while I was in the center. I think I met you also at that time.
Yes.
Angela, I met you at that time.
Yes, we met. But Irwin is here.
Yeah, my battery went out, so the whole thing went off. Now I'm back. You can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What is your question?
So I was asking the easy way out for us to, which you partly really, in that one statement you answered, that what really, between what is a universal message and what is contextual.
Well, again, I don't know what you heard of what I said before, but whatever you can take from it, from whoever it comes, that is something that you feel that you could make use of to help you, is personal. It doesn't matter if it's told to someone else. If you think that it's going to be good for you, take it. That's the only answer. There is no other way of discriminating what is general and what is personal to someone else, or what within context. Just make it work for you. And if it does, fine. If not, let it go and just take the ones that do. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Jai Baba Roshni.
Jai Baba, how are you, Auntie? So good to have you.
Yeah,
Would you like to say something? Glad you could make it again in the room.
I mean, okay, start my video. Okay, that I know.
Yes.
So better late than never. I know Irwin since the days I remember him in Guru Prasad sitting with me, Edward and him sitting before Baba, and all the love Baba showered on these two newcomers. And of course, Irwin knows me, and his wife was my very dear singing friend. And I really loved her very much. Lovely person. And love to you, Irwin and Mehervan. How was Mehervan doing? I hope well. Anyway, I missed out on your talk, but I'm glad I caught up. So I'm going to hear my favorite Cindy Lodu couple of songs. I hope my
Well, I remember the Dada Chanji family very well, and Baba was very close with his family. You would have so many tales to tell yourself from your years with Baba.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I ran all of her every sometime, and she'll tell you some really great stories too, because they were with Baba a long time.
How is Mehervan doing, Irwin?
He does good. He's the one that sends out these circulars so everybody can get it, that are at least the ones on our mailing list.
Okay.
But
my special love to him.
What, dear? What?
I said my special love to him.
Oh, yeah.
I loved his mommy very much. And when we were at Myrtle Beach, she would be my constant companion. Your sweet wife, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
we were very close. We were very close, singing and her playing. Which instrument was it? I'm not sure. But anyway, she was so good. And now she's with Baba, wherever.
Well, she sings like an angel.
Yeah, I know.
She had that kind of voice. Yeah. People were very touched, and they would become emotional actually listening to her. Even me. And, you know, how can I be emotional? But I am. And she would have that quality in her singing voice.
Yeah. And we were guests together at the gathering. Remember, we were guests, and that time she was not even doing too well health-wise, but she spoke very well. I remember that. Kathy Riley and Tom and you all. Yeah.
After she had died, I'll just tell you this. After she died, she had always been very close with Sheila. That's Bauji's daughter, is it?
Bauji.
Yeah, Bao's daughter. Yeah. Anyhow, she was very close. And Sheila tells me this story. This is an incredible story. That she was lying in bed, and she looks and opens her eyes. She sees there's Janet at the foot of the bed. She had already died, you see. She's at the foot of the bed. And she says, "Oh, but how can you be there? You're dead." She says, "Do I look dead?" He says, "No." He says, "Let's go up to the Samadhi," because they were in India, you see. So they went up to the Samadhi, and there was nobody there at the Samadhi at the time. And so Sheila says, "Well, there's nobody here." She says, No. I'm here. You're here. Baba's here." And she's singing away, you know, like that. And this is what Sheila told me.
Special person.
What?
Very special.
Lovely story.
Oh, that's what she told me.
Lovely story.
The good
Thanks for
news is
sharing.
that here now we are all here. We're all present.
Well, we're in physical form, just like Baba and just like everybody that, and then we leave our physical body behind, go on to the journey to the next step, next stage. You know, we only here a short time anyhow, when you really think about it. Time moves very quickly. So, what else?
Thank you, Irwin. It is my job to announce the upcoming concert in about 4 minutes. So let's just chat for the next couple, and then we're going